Hey everyone, my name is Gouru daughter of Gouru Vamshi Raghu Prakash. Recently, I got an offer from Capgemini as a senior software engineer, but this achievement is not just my placement story. This is my father's story. This is his dream. This is his strength living through me. My father was a very protective, caring, and disciplined person. He never allowed any of us to suffer. When we were late to school, he would stand outside the gate until we safely entered the class. When our bags felt heavy, he carried them up to the second floor, even when parents were not allowed. That was just a sample to prove his love. But life slowly changed. He was diagnosed with a rare disease called Motor Neuron Disease, which affects only 1 to 2 people in lakhs. Gradually, the father who did everything for us became bedridden. He couldn't walk, stand, eat, or even move on his own. And the most painful part was, he felt guilty that we were doing his work. But even in that condition, he never allowed his children to be mentally disturbed. He always said, "Don't worry about me, focus on your career." On the very first day of my BTech, he told me, "Be disciplined, study well, get a good placement." He was my personal diary. I shared every single thing with him. What happened in college, what I learned, everything. I studied well, no backlogs, good CGPA. In my second semester, I got selected as Talent Sprint V23 Scholar and recognized in the top 1% nationwide. In my third semester, I was recognized as a semester topper. And in my seventh semester, I got an internship and the very first placement drive of my batch. He was so happy. With my internship stipend, I celebrated my parents' 25th wedding anniversary. I made a video of the journey, bought rings, decorated the house, invited relatives. That day, his happiness had no limits. He proudly told everyone, "My daughter did all this." But soon his health worsened. I was worried that I hadn't yet secured a full-time job. When I told him, "My friends are getting placed but I couldn't," he smiled and said, "Even if it is late, you will get into a good company." One day, while I was in college for placement training, my mother called. My father said, "Why did you go to college? I am feeling terrified. Please come and stay with me." The same person who always told me to focus on my career was now asking to stay beside him. From that day, I didn't leave him. He couldn't breathe properly. He couldn't swallow water. His voice became so low that only I could understand him. He held my hand and didn't want me to go anywhere. One night he asked me to play his daily prayers. He tried to say something but we couldn't understand. My mother understood just 2 words, "I'm going." His oxygen dropped to 70. At midnight we rushed him to the hospital. There were no senior doctors. They asked us to sign a no objection form before taking him to the ICU. I have never ever been to hospital before. My mother was in shock, my younger brother was scared, and I cannot just depend on him. I had to be strong. When I went inside the ICU, I held his hand and said, "Nothing will happen, we are here." But then the doctors later told me, "You are very young to face this, but you are the eldest. Be strong. He has suffered a lot. His body has become so weak that he couldn't respond to any treatment. Let him go peacefully." And slowly his pulse went down and he left us. After a few days, the opportunity came to apply for placements at Capgemini. It was very difficult to prepare, but whenever I felt weak, I remembered my father suffering on the bed, yet encouraging me to focus on my career. My father understood every stage of this disease. When he realized he had reached the last stage, he didn't want us to be frightened. He only wanted us to sit beside him, holding his hand in his final days. He silently endured unimaginable pain just for us. With that strength, I prepared with sleepless nights, cleared all rounds, faced the interview bravely. But the result was delayed. I was scared and I got fever and headache from tension. That night, my father came in my room and congratulated me. The next morning, I received the offer letter. Not just a job, a senior software engineer role. Today, I strongly feel he's not physically with me, but he's still guiding me. This placement is not my success. It's a result of father's sacrifice, a mother's strength, and daughter's promise. Thank you, Nanna, for loving me, guiding me, and giving me strength even in your most painful days. I also thank my mother, my brother, for encouraging me and standing with me in this journey. If there is one message I want to share today, no matter how hard life becomes, if your why is strong, you will find the strength to move forward.